It's a new year for new books. I'm not going to sing more for you because I don't have a song for this. Leslie from the Nerdy Narrative did an amazing job with one of her videos. It might have been the announcement for the Reindeer Readathon on just a Jingle Bells version that she did. It was awesome. You should go check it out. But I'm going to talk about the books that I read in December and what I'm going to be reading in January. Welcome to Pen to Paper. I'm Leah. Today I'm going to be talking about my December reads that I read for the Reindeer Readathon that was hosted by Leslie from the Nerdy Readathon. I can't talk tonight. It was hosted by Leslie from the Nerdy Narrative and other amazing booktubers. I really enjoyed taking part in this. It was a great push to read as many books as I could. And my goal this year was to read 52 because, you know, a book a week. There's about 52 weeks in a year. I hit 54, 56. So I'm so proud of myself. So for this year in January, I'm aiming for the same amount and hopefully I'll just kind of increase from there. That would be great. More books, more book love. It's all good. So today I want to share with you what I read for the month of December. So I have some of the books here with me. I first read Candles, Bullets, and Trains by L. Stevenson. Now this one is going to get a special single video review next week. Stay tuned for that. I promised. I meant to do it before Christmas. Didn't happen. I believe it's out now for anyone to buy. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to have to look into that. But it's 4 short stories, horror genre. The first one just blew my mind away. That's all I'm going to say. It was good. Okay. Next, I read Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn. I was so excited to read this, guys. I believe I gave it 5 stars. It was a wonderful mix of frustration and agony and triumph and victory and satisfaction all mixed in together. It was a great sequel to Legendborn as the first one. I think it was even better. This one is about, oh goodness, I've lost her name. This is what happens when I do videos. I know the name and then when I'm doing the video, just leaves my head. This is going to be frustrating. The main character, we'll go with that. She picks up the Sword of Excalibur at the end of the first book. She is the scion of Arthur, meaning that Arthur's spirit rests now in her and she has the potential to have Arthur's strength and abilities. But now she is outmaneuvered by the hierarchy, the bureaucracy of the whole order that is trying to control her and the outcomes that are happening. But of course, her power is growing. And so she and... why do I want to say Mal? It's probably wrong. I really should have looked this up before I did this. Her best friend, wizard friend. Yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna caption the names in the bottom because this is ridiculous. Okay, they go with their friends to find Nick, who was supposed to be the scion of Arthur, but guess what? They made a mistake with the bloodlines. It turns out to be her, and he's the scion of Lancelot. And it just kind of, the whole book outlines their journey to trying to save their friend, then he doesn't want to be saved, and how she's struggling with being who she is, being a true friend to her friends, grappling with feelings that she's not sure she should have for someone, and overall coming out with this incredible strength and power that she has from Arthur. The ending was devastating. I couldn't believe it. I did not see it coming. So that was great. That's all I'm going to say for this. But if you love King of Arthur, legends, fantasy mixed with modern world, it is a thrilling read. Highly recommend. Okay, next for one of the prompts, I believe it was Cosmo. I had to pick a book that had an ethereal being in the title. So I had a book, I don't have that many books with titles like that. So I found a book called Moonracer. It's a very quick 127 page middle grade book that I picked up. It was okay. It was science fiction, so science fiction is not already my genre. It was a quick read. It was clear. It was concise. It was a little bit forgettable. I gave it 2.5 stars. It was okay. Something about, they're stuck on a ship and there's a bad guy and you have to find the bad guy to get the bomb and save everybody. That was the gist of the story. So, Moonracer, there you go. Then we have All the Ways We Said Goodbye. Now, this book I listened to on audiobook, and this was also a book that helped with one of the prompts and that I have to read with my book club. And basically, it's a book that has 3 main characters from 3 different timelines. So one is World War I, one is World War II, and the other one is after World War II. And how all these characters and their descendants connect and their lives, their stories intertwine. It was really fascinating. I thought it would be maybe overhyped. Maybe it still is. But I really did enjoy the different timelines, showing the different struggles and realities of each of the women in the times that they were. And I thought it was, there were some parts that were slightly cheesy on the romance side, but overall, it was an enjoyable read. I'm giving it 4 stars. So if you like World War II and multiple timelines, it was easy to follow. Even as an audiobook, it was easy to follow. So you won't get lost reading this one. And then I have a few more here. I have The Crucifixion Experiments by Gord Rollo. Now this one I actually received as a gift. I just had to pay for shipping. From Sky's Book Chat. That's Marilee. She's actually one of the Rambling Readers group that I'm a part of. And I received it last year, but finally I put it into my book pile to read. It was pretty good. It was about this washed up cop. He's older and he has these 2 younger cops that he needs to train. And so they have this grisly series of murders where these guys are all priests, and it's basically someone trying to rid the world of sin. Obviously, we all know the Roman Catholic Church was unfortunately guilty of many terrible sins, sexual sins, and other sins. And so this person is out to enact revenge. There's a great twist at the end that I was wondering how he was going to make it come all together, but he did a good job. It's not a very long read. It's a short read. The main character is Jake Mercer. And now the actual killer, I did kind of know that person was behind it somehow, but it was still a satisfying read. It was entertaining. Now, one of the prompts was pick up a book that you just didn't finish. And so one of them was The Train to Impossible Places by P.G. Bell. I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, and it was the last book that the Rambling Readers had to discuss. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make that discussion. This is about a girl who wakes up in the middle of the night and she sees that her parents are flopped out on the couch, but all of a sudden this troll and train appears out of nowhere, and it's the train that goes to impossible places, and impossible places are all over. It's a very imaginative work that, if it's a middle grade read, if your kids or if you are into fantasy and unrealistic, wonderful, imaginative places, this is a great book for you. There's all sorts of interesting characters. You can take a look here. There's even some great illustrations in the book. So basically this girl, she becomes part of the mail service of this train. She wants to get back home, but then she comes across this crystal ball with a frog in it. And this frog is really a boy who was turned into a frog, says that he has important information that could doom all the impossible places. And so she helps him. He has this piece of information or pieces of information that he's being hunted for. And so she helps him to save the world, basically. So it was a very cute read. I think the beginning, I just wasn't getting into it. Then when I picked it up, it really kept going. Then it caught my attention. That was good. And the last book I read for December was The Proposal. It was read a book with your favorite colors or seasonal colors on it. I like these colors. This is The Proposal by Laurie Wick. She is a very traditional Christian romance historical fiction author. This is set in the early 1800s, so Jane Austen time period. If you like that time period, it's a good book for that. And basically it's about this man, William Jennings. He comes into possession, or he basically gets 3 kids stuck on his door because their father died and he's the next person in line in the family to look after them. And he kind of doesn't know what to do with the daughter because he doesn't know how to deal with girls, but he's really excited to be a father to the boys. And how the story progresses is he learns how to be a father not only to the boys but to the daughter as well, and how he reestablishes and restores his relationship with his sister and her husband with their kids, and how he finds meaning in life through the arrival of these 3 kids. It's a very heartwarming read, easy read, romance, fluffiness. It's nice. So that I gave 4 stars. And that's it for what I read in December. So I already read some in January. I'll just share what I read and then what I'm still planning to read. So let me see here. I already read The Haunting of Aveline Jones because this is the next read for the Rambling Readers. So check that. I already read The Sisters of Seaview by Julie Klassen. I pre-ordered this last year and it came right before Christmas and I finished it. That was also good. So the 3 that I really want to finish. Right now, I'm going through The Parasitic Mind, How Infectious Ideas Are Killing Common Sense by Gad Saad, with a nice recommendation from Jordan Peterson. So I'm really enjoying this. It's definitely more highly intellectual nonfiction, but it's good. It's solid. And then this is kind of like a month that books I didn't get to, I'd like to finish. I also didn't finish this Hearts of Fire. Basically stories of women in the underground church and how their faith either cost them their lives or their livelihoods. And the last one is Alexander Michael's Transformations, a collection. I started reading it and I need to finish it because I love this guy's work. He is uniquely awesome. That's it for January. That's my TBR. What was your favorite book in December and what are you looking forward to most reading in January? Stick those down in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe for more BookTube content on Fridays. and I'll see you next week.